7.
Hi, this is Data-Driven Insights, and today we're going to talk about charitable giving. Especially in the current situation, charitable giving question is extremely important as we're all thinking about potentially donating to various COVID charities. And we have recently conducted some research on charitable giving and competition between different charities. As you probably can guess, charities that have low fixed cost are usually preferred by the donors. What do I mean by fixed cost? So when you think about a charity would have some sort of core activities. For example, you can think of charities that are doing cancer research or helping refugees or helping homeless people. So they have essentially program costs, so variable costs, where they spend some amount of money on various projects that they're doing. And then they have fixed costs. Fixed costs would be buildings, salaries to people who work for these charities, etc., etc. So essentially, these costs are something that donors really dislike. So when you are choosing between various charities, most probably even subconsciously you are thinking how big the charity is, and a lot of in your decision to donate or not to donate to a particular charity depends on how big you think the fixed cost for this charity is. So that's kind of the choices that we make without the presence of competition. However, when we add competition, the situation becomes a lot more complicated. So in theory, what we should observe is that the most inefficient charities, meaning the charities that do not actually get to the goals that they set. So for example, if there is a charity that says that they're helping homeless people, but in fact they're very inefficient in helping homeless people, should be basically selected out in the sense that people stop donating to these less efficient charities that do not actually achieve enough impact, right? However, if we add competition, the situation becomes completely different. So we have conducted a study where we showed theoretically and experimentally that when you add competition and so-called economies of scale, then the outcome would be completely inefficient, meaning that charities are actually not very effective, get a lot of support from donors. Why does that happen? Well, that happened because, like I said, there is a problem of economies of scale. So donors tend to actually select bigger charities. So they, instead of looking at charities that are actually effective, they look at charities that seem to be doing a lot because of the size. Right. So in fact, even though as donors we dislike fixed cost, we actually tend to donate a lot of money to organizations with large fixed cost. However, these organizations, because they are big, they manage to alleviate the problem of fixed cost by getting governmental grants, getting money from other sources. So basically, what this shows is that when we make the choices, if there is a large company that is an incumbent in the market, so that exists in the market, and there is a new charity that comes into the same market and is trying to compete and is trying to do something new and potentially more impactful, we still prefer the old company to the new company because the old company is just big. That's the only reason. And this creates very inefficient allocation of resources. So instead of actually helping a particular cause on the ground, we tend to favor these larger organizations simply because they manage their fixed cost in a different way and because they're bigger, right? So what do we learn from this research? Well, the main takeaway from this research is when you are selecting a charity to donate to, please look at how big this organization is and how efficient this organization is in reaching various goals. There is a lot of help online on that. There are many studies that look at various programs and try to understand to what extent the charities are efficient or not in achieving impact. There are a lot of interesting studies. I'm going to give you some examples below this video for some particular areas, but essentially before you donate, try to do more research about an organization where you are donating and see whether their policies actually helped people and didn't harm any people. That's a very important thing to remember, because in the current world with a lot of competition between charities, it is very difficult to make a choice. So try to make the most informed choice you can make.